Welcome back to My Bake Escape. In this week's recipe, I'm using one of my favorite ingredients, lemons, to make a delicious iced lemon cookie. For the full recipe, visit mybakeescape.com and be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at mybakeescape. For this recipe, you'll only need a few ingredients, one of which is cream of tartar, so be sure that you have some of that on hand. It really lends to a soft and tender cookie. So to start, let's combine the dry ingredients together, add the salt, cream of tartar, and baking soda to the all-purpose flour. Mix that together, and then we're going to move on to the wet ingredients. Unfortunately, I did not take my butter out of the refrigerator in time so that it's room temperature, but what I like to do when I'm working with cold butter is cut it up into small pieces and mix it in a bowl with a hand mixer for about 2 to 3 minutes until it becomes a light consistency like this. Next up is to add the granulated sugar and mix that into the butter. You're going to mix this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's light and fluffy. And then we're going to start incorporating some of that lemon flavor by adding some fresh lemon zest. You're going to zest about 1 medium lemon. Mix that in. Next is to add the eggs. This recipe calls for 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk, so you will need to separate the yolk from the egg white. Then you'll mix in the eggs. Next is to add vanilla, mix that in, and that's it for the wet ingredients. Next, we want to add the dry into the wet. I like to sift the flour and other ingredients into the wet mixture using this hand sifter. It just really helps eliminate any lumps or clumps that there might be in the baking soda or flour. Then you're going to mix that into the butter mixture. And you want to mix this until all of the flour is mixed in. You may have to change to a spatula like I did here just to make sure all that flour is worked in. When baking cookies, I like to line my cookie sheet with a piece of parchment. I think it's important that the parchment fits perfectly in the baking sheet, because if it doesn't, your cookies will come out in weird shapes because they'll be elevated in some spots and not in others. And my favorite tool to use when making cookies is an ice cream scoop. So I scoop mounds of dough onto the baking sheet, making sure that there are about 2 inches in between each cookie because these will spread in the oven. These are going to bake at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes until the cookies start to turn golden brown on the edges and the centers are set. So I didn't space these out as I should have, and there's a little bit of touching going on, but that's okay. Those cookies will still be delicious. So go ahead and remove from the oven and allow to cool on the baking sheet for a few minutes and then transfer to a cooling rack. While the cookies cool, it's time to move on to the icing. So to the powdered sugar, you're going to add a pinch of salt, some vanilla extract, and fresh lemon juice. I got this tool from Williams-Sonoma, and it's my favorite when juicing lemons because it does a great job of extracting all the juice but no seeds. So this is a perfect tool for this. You're going to mix this together. You might have to add a little bit more lemon juice or maybe a little bit more powdered sugar, just depends to get that consistency. You want a drizzle consistency. Next, we're going to add some more lemon zest to the icing, give some more of that lemon flavor. Then you're going to mix together and the icing is ready. Once your cookies have cooled, you can go ahead and place them on a parchment paper, or you can actually ice them on a cookie sheet. Look at how beautiful these turned out. Soft, perfectly brown. Oh, they came out so good. Next step is to ice the cookies. They've cooled for quite a few minutes, so let's go ahead and ice them. I use a fork to just drizzle icing over the tops of each cookie. And then you want to let the icing set for about 15 to 20 minutes. It will harden pretty quickly, and then you're able to enjoy these delicious cookies. These cookies are soft and chewy with the perfect amount of lemon flavor. I hope you give this recipe a try. Thank you so much for watching and have a sweet day.